Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
Wasn't me, coach. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Get off our lawn.
Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with your grandma. I might do that another 10 minutes from now when most of the people get on this show. Or is it 20 minutes? Why
15.
Why anybody would skip the first 15, 20 minutes of the show, I don't know. Frankly, they're the best 15 or 20 minutes of this show, and in my humble opinion. But
I'm sure there's a portion of them that literally just want to get to the soccer content and want to skip all of the extracurricular topics that we bring up. But then I'm sure there are also a lot of people that are like, they don't get the pre-notification, then they get the notification that we're live, but it's already 15 minutes too late. They're like, oh shit, click.
Yeah, that could happen, I suppose. I know I end up late to lots of shows, but it's usually not because I don't know they're happening. Like you turds. All right, well, I'm okay with being called a turd. Although there is only one real turd, and that is the Michael Cameraman. Well, maybe he's given up. He's like, I don't have any more gusto. Yes, let's go TGIT.
Thank goodness it's Thursday.
Oh, yes. Okay. I can't believe it's already going to be Friday tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking nuts.
Fucking last week went by like lightning. And I work. And so people are like,
I was lazy.
Buy the merch.
But I like it. You commented. I don't see you anywhere on here. No comment by you. Oh,
nice.
He's talking about the buy the merch is his comment.
Well, here's an interesting thing. I was driving home today, and I was behind a guy who had a weird bumper sticker. And it says, I love my gay dog. I love my gay dog. I heart my gay dog. And I'm thinking, I don't know. I mean, are there gay dogs? I'm sure there might be. I don't know. I haven't read the study. I know they're gay monkeys. But I don't know.
I know we neutered and spayed quite a few of them before they really, have a chance to go at it and figure out who they intend, to fornicate with. I feel like after they're neutered, or at least the guys, at that point they just hump anything.
Well, there's something to that. My brother has a Rottweiler.
Yeah.
And when my parents go to visit with their golden retrievers, this Rottweiler is really focused on one of the golden retrievers. His name is Dylan, and he loves to lick his cock and sniff his ass and just do weird shit. And they all make fun of him for being, a dick licker, the gay dog in the community. And they think it's weird because it's not normal as far as they're concerned. But I would guess it's not that abnormal. I don't think it's that abnormal, but I don't know if that means that the dog is gay. I think the dog's just trying to get to know the other dog in a very intimate way. Yes.
Have you ever watched, before we get to the turds comment here, have you ever watched on YouTube, Sad Cat Diaries or Sad Dog Diaries?
I have not.
Oh my God, you got to. They're great. But there's one of the Sad Dog Diaries, and it's basically just like a panning from a photo from like one corner to the other, like really slow, and it's got kind of a monotone voice, like the cat once told me that if you hump something long enough, it'll grow a vagina. I'm still trying to work on the leg vagina of my owner and my teddy bear.
Do cats hump shit?
Yeah,
cats do.
I don't know, maybe could.
I've had a cat.
They just shove up their butts and walk back towards you.
I had a Papillon who would regularly hump my cat, the girl cat. So I guess, there's that. But I've never seen a cat hump things. So there's that. And then Berlin Americana already got one check.
Oh,
bestiality check. All right.
That's new to the show. That's new as of Monday.
I don't know if it's that new.
And Berlin found the video clip of you getting run over by a bunch of sheep.
Yes, that was awesome. Haven't we talked about that dude who had sex with dolphins yet? I No, we did that on a show like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
I don't know. Have you heard the?
But it's a true story. This guy fell in love with a dolphin and he had sex with dolphins.
Really fucking weird.
You can look it up. It exists.
There was an article out that was there was a lady that lived in a house that was flooded. They flooded the house on purpose. Lived in a house with a dolphin, and was given LSD, and the dolphin just apparently continued to hump the woman. It was weird. I don't know what to prove, but
that's a true story.
Yeah, I've heard a number of people talk about it.
I think that's bullshit. I haven't heard that one. Not that I would go out looking for that information.
Bestiality. Do my daily search.
That's weird bestiality because that's mammal to mammal shit there. All right, but they're not fish. They're not fish, right? Dolphins are considered.
No.
They're not considered fish. They are considered mammals.
They come out and have to breathe air. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, weird shit. That's all I got to say. Fucking dolphins, weird. That's just weird shit. Now, all right. Anyhow, the turd in the background. Welcome, he says. Welcome back to the Straight Red Card, the only soccer show where the hosts talk about sex with animals. My wife and I had sex last night. Well, the mailman was there too. Well, at least you're getting involved. You know, at least you're involved with the sex.
Bravo.
A little weird with the mailman.
What involvement? Were you the one recording it, or?
No, it sounds like he was involved.
Self-gratification on while sitting on the chair while watching?
He might have been asked to toss the dude salad. Who knows?
Could be. Who knows?
While the dude was doing what he did. But no, we don't. We are not. In fact, we are against bestiality on this show.
100%.
We are not for that. That is not a good thing. All right. So did you hear about the Clinton aide, the former Clinton aide that was tied to a tree and then shot in the chest? No weapon around. He was shot in the chest, and the police are saying it's a suicide. Did you hear that one?
So this had something. What was this? This had something to do about something else. It was it wasn't a whistleblower, but he got interviewed for something. I forgot the actual background of the story of what this aide did recently, and then all of a sudden mysteriously committed suicide.
It had to do with the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he tied himself to a tree around his neck with a bungee cord or a cord of some sort, and then shot himself in the chest. And then magically, the weapon that shot him in the chest disappeared. And that's suicide, apparently. Weird how they come up with these things, but that sounded weird. Can't remember when that popped up on my news feed.
The sloppiest hit job ever, though.
Not George Clinton. Casanova. Not George Clinton. He was a brilliant musician. Dixon Cider. Yes, we know. We weren't.
Is this a sister of Dixon, though?
It doesn't matter. I think he misspelled his own name. Dixon, thank you, brother, for the $9.99. Who do you guys suspect the turd in the background account is? Do you think it is Chris Gary? This is Jesse Negron, by the way. Your YouTube won't let me change my name.
Oh,
back.
no.
Oh, no. Shit. You're stuck with that shit? Oh, my God. Well, I don't know how to help you at that point, but I think there was some suspicion it might be Chris. But
Chris just said, I can't confirm nor deny. However, I will deny.
Okay. It's probably Chris. Hey, by the way, where are all those job offers for Greg in Europe? Where'd those go to? Where the fuck did those go to? Remember all those rumors? Greg was certainly a hot topic and a hot item for Europe. Like certainly someone in Belgium or Holland or Scandinavia or Croatia or somewhere in Crotchland would want to hire this guy. Doesn't seem to be happening.
It's still too early to make a wife kicking joke, though.
It might be always too early for a wife.
Yeah, exactly. It's like after the kicking, I was like, it's got to be loose laws around kicking your wife, I guess.
Yes, there are. I am watching Everest, by the way, the movie. You know, where they climb that fucking mountain and people die.
You're
Like
just
they
wanting
do.
to see Yellow Boots, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't want to see Yellow Boots, but the funny thing is, before that, there was a documentary about the first guy who tried to snowboard in his descent on Everest. So he got to it one time, and they're like, "Nah, the weather's bad, you can't do it." So he went a second time, and yeah, this guy was going to do what you and I were talking about, like basically snowboarding or tobogganing down the fucking mountain. Well, guess what? No one's ever. He went down. He started his trek, and no one's ever heard or seen from him again. So
right next to it's right next to Yellow Boots.
You know, I think he just took a tough way down, from what I understand. He took the tougher side of the mountain to go down with his snowboard. He was an Austrian kid, I think, or something like that.
He hit the jump, and then he just like free fall for like 2 minutes straight before landing.
Yeah, I mean, nobody knows.
It was a bad decision, guys.
Nobody seems to know. But the one thing about the movie Everest, and I'm not through it, I just started the first hour of it, is sort of the growing arrogance of some of the characters that are going to eventually die in this movie, and especially some of the corporate fucks who are, you know, CEOs or whatever. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's not a big deal. I've done bigger things in your life." No, okay, you might have done bigger things in your life in the business world, but you have not climbed a fucking mountain, motherfucker, that it will kill you. That's what it's there to do, kill you at that fucking height. So Colin Reese runs the turd. No, he doesn't. I actually just got off a PM for like 30 minutes with Colin Reese talking about not soccer, but like musical guitar pedals and recording devices for music and 8 tracks and digital tracking. So, you know, I don't think it's Colin.
It's apparently, I think I may have pissed Colin off.
Yeah, apparently so, because he blocked you.
He's blocked me.
And yet we talk regularly, so he just doesn't like you, Brett.
What can I say?
Oh, well.
He's upset he can't grow a fabulous beard like this.
Or this.
Shit, that goes out the window.
I think we're going to be okay. I think Colin's going to get over it. I mean, no one's been nicer to Colin than we have. Okay, so why don't we get some hot topics, Brett?
Okie dokie. Let's talk about...
Berlin says, "Why do you deal with that chart?" Let me tell you, right before this show, I had one of those middling sort of experiences. You're like, should I let this rip? And I didn't. And I ran to the bathroom and I let it rip. And I'm glad I didn't let it rip in the room.
Turns out he's got colon cancer.
That would have been a shart. It would have been a shart. I would have sharted right before the show, and that would have been really embarrassing. I would have to sit here the whole show with a shart in my pants. But I didn't, because I took precautions.
Derek, I'm sure the rest, maybe the chat wouldn't have been as accepting as me, but I would have allowed you to go into your room and change, and then be like a minute or two late. It's okay.
Yeah, we had done. I would have told you in pre-show. I would have been like, "Yeah, I just sharted, dude. Can you give me a minute? Can you give me a sec? I got to change the undies." All right, let's do it. Let's do the show. Let's get going. Let's do soccer.
One of our good listeners who's in the chat, Mr. Adam Wiggins, decided to share a clip with us, hoping to trigger you, Derek.
Hoping to trigger me.
Trigger you, yeah.
Okay.
Stop trying to be a hard ass and just pass the ball and just make the tackles that you can do. And you can still be physical and get those oohs and ahs without getting in the face of somebody every single time you feel you're been aggrieved, which is sometimes what we're seeing with Tyler Adams.
I've got to pause because I'm not sure at some point if Lawless or his show will eventually strike us or something.
Fuck him. Give me a break.
Berlin, sorry, man. You can only block him on Twitter. You can't block him on our show, unfortunately. Berlin's like, Lawless is the only person I've ever blocked. Although he has blocked a second person recently. He's like, I think it's cathartic for him. Just starting to block people.
Well, this is a stupid comment. That's all I'm going to say right
Well,
now.
Let-
I don't
we-
think
we-
that
we-
Adams has been even remotely
Well,
egregious.
We
in
paused.
this
We paused it.
area.
Let's finish the last 15
All right.
seconds, and then we'll have our overall thoughts on it. Because he might say something that you might agree with. You never know. You never know.
I
Derek.
guess maybe.
Yeah, a broken clock for you is right twice a day, right?
Not this clock.
Adams. I love that he stands up for himself. I love that he stands up for his teammates. But
Good.
at times you look around and you're saying, well, what are you standing up for right now? It was just a hard tackle or something like that. And you're creating an incident and creating an altercation where there didn't need to be.
What the fuck is he
Okay.
talking about? I don't. He didn't create anything. Like he's just basically, saying, "Hey, this ain't standing up here. This is not what you're going to be doing to me the rest of the game." That's it. None of it has turned into anything that bad.
And not only that, he got the ball. This is the most recent one. I'm sure he's just referring to this one, but he's also talking about other ones as well. But he got the ball, stripped from the guy. The guy came back and took him out from behind. And then he had the gall to stand up and bitch at Adams. I'm perfectly fine with Adams saying, "Bro, fuck off." Get out of my face. And then I love the fact that he's grabbing him by the shirt and carries over him to the sideline. And it wasn't intentional on his part, but then he ended up slamming him right into the board.
Has Lawless ever watched the old English soccer back in the 80s, in the 90s, in the early 2000s? What has happened with Adams is nil to nothing. It's a nothing burger. It's not even worth talking about. What he has done is small shits. It's not even worth discussing. I can't believe that is a topic that he's talking about.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is there's a number of people, especially after it happened, there are a number of people, even in our sphere, that basically have come out and said, "Hey, Adams, you got to cut this out." Or no, it wasn't the fact that he did it. Actually, I'm taking this all back. I told you wrong, Derek, from the get-go. It wasn't that people were like, "Adams, you need to cut it out." It was, "Hey, let's stop focusing on just that aspect of the game of his, and let's talk about other aspects of the game where he did well." So, let's stop just making it all about that little kerfuffle. Let's talk about the times where he disrupted the plays and he played the ball forward instead. That's all.
Okay.
That's what that was.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But Leeds has been bad lately, and they are focusing on the very
It was really
small
nice of you to
things.
say they're bad.
They're focusing on the very small things that make them feel good. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's also nothing wrong with what Adams has done. And I don't know what Tax said, but if Tax backing this comment by Lawless, which I seriously doubt, but if he did, not word for word, well, Tax just wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Tex said what I just said a second ago, where he's like, "Hey, let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the other his other play or something like that."
Yeah, but
maybe that's what Pete said. I don't know. One of the two said that.
No. This is Tack always focused on Adams' limitations, which is fine. He has limitations. I agree with him. I just don't think he's as drastically limited as the general comments that come out. I think that I've seen plenty of switching the field passes from Adams this season to know he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Does he pass the ball backwards too much sometimes? Yeah, sure. Is he the perfect attacking? But that's not his job, is to deliver the through passes and through line passes. But has he made some this season? He certainly has.
Well,
is he capable? Yes.
That's Harrison's job, though.
Well, Harrison
is supposed to slot those ball through.
It's really Roca. That's his job.
Well, yeah, Roca's not there, though, I'm thinking.
Right. So Roca's not there. McKenny can't really do that either, necessarily. But I don't think Adams is as horrible of a passer as sometimes he's made out to be. And, we can have this discussion with Dak. I'd be happy to have it with him, but I just don't think that emphasis is fair so far.
Fair enough.
I don't think that's been fair. So,
all right. So
or I just disagree. So there you go.
Your last say on Lawless saying quit acting like a hard ass and just play the game.
No, I think that's stupid. He should be a hard ass. If he wants to be a hard ass, be a hard ass. As long as he's not getting a bunch of fucking yellow cards. Unfortunately, one of those incidents he did. then I'm fine.
Most of the time he doesn't, though. That's the thing, too.
No, he doesn't. But you listen, we got a team in Leeds with a bunch of soft fucking pussies. Who is standing up? Who is standing up and fucking getting in people's faces? No one. Except for now Adams and McKinney. Yes. No one else stands up ever.
Yeah. That's like McKinney's biggest role. He's come in. He's like, oh, I'm in your face. Fuck off.
Aronson goes down with a breeze. Harrison's totally a shoegazer who never gets emotional about anything. Nato's about 5'2". Fucking Somerville's 5'4". I'm just guessing. Bamford's a complete flatulent. He's a total pussy fart, like from the biggest pussy fart you can ever find. Like, there's nobody on that team with a pair of fucking nuts. Nobody. Mellier's a fucking a gooey sandwich, and Wober is like maybe the only guy back there who has a big pair of balls. Maybe Cock too, but he's all cock, not a lot of balls. So you need two guys with some real grunts.
All right, thank you. I couldn't
not bad.
I couldn't even think of his name. Yeah, I figured because he was the one that was always jumping into the middle of it and pushing people away, saying, "Hey, cool off, man, cool off."
That's why he's the captain.
You know,
that's why he's the captain.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's not the captain, Adams should be the captain of that team. There's no doubt to me at this point, and most Leeds fans agree. By the way, so there you go. All right, so we covered that. I mean, I couldn't even believe that took up 5 minutes or 10 minutes of a fucking this video.
It was a fun little conversation.
I didn't know that was going to go anywhere, frankly.
That literally, guys, that topic literally got added in at like the 40 seconds till the show started. That's how quick that got thrown together. And all these topics, some of this might feel a little rushed or out of order.
Oh, that's real different from normal.
That's literally like the last second. I'm like scrambling, getting all my stuff, and then Derek jumps on. He's like, "Hey, I want to make sure we have this, this, and this." Like, oh shit, now I got to find that now real quick.
That's how we do it, brothers. We got like 10 minutes for the show.
Makes for great content.
It's really exciting. It really is. Yes.
Derek.
All right. So what else we got?
Did you know that there are some Mexican fans out there that aren't the biggest fans of the United States fans? Did you know this? This is news.
They're
right?
not fans of U.S. men's national team fans.
Yeah,
that's pretty acceptable.
So they have a back and forth. Like we're winning games, so we throw shit. They're winning games, they throw shit. Mm-hmm. So of course, we just had to cycle for help for them. I mean, we won like every single game when played against them.
Oh yeah,
of course, when they start throwing out shade like, "Hey, this player in Europe is doing better than Pulisic. Pulisic's a bench warmer." People start talking
Pulisic's
like, "Hey,
injured."
Like, hey, yeah, exactly. Well, he's back to training now, though, so we'll see. But they're like, like, "Hey, where's your Nations League trophy? Where's your Gold Cup?
Yeah.
How well did you do in the World Cup?" So you start getting some fun, some fun people responding.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a nice guy. I like this guy.
Ruperto Luis Sanchez replying to Stan and to Hat-Trick Chris and Frankie. Congrats on your participation trophy. How many tittles you got?
So he was actually responding to this U.S. men's national team state. Okay. The only reason I know this is because I responded to it because he wrote tittles. And I said, "I'm just curious why you capitalized the I and feel it's okay to sexually harass poor Stan U.S. men's national team."
With the tittles.
So then, of course, it turned into a giant tittle fest,
Oh, did it?
Stan has 2 tittles.
2 tittles.
Sounds impressive? Sure, but we all do. The answer is probably 2, right? But it's really none of our business. Is 5 tittles too much?
You know what you can do with tittles?
5 tittles is a fine number of 5 is a fine number of tittles. Variety is the spice of life. Just think of the sequences alone.
You can milk all tittles. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean, come on. You can't be asking a guy about their tittles, man. That's just wrong.
Hey, Ruperto.
Wrong, man.
Ruperto, my friend, if they're just participation trophies, how come, since they're so easy to get, you guys can't get any? That's all I'm asking, dude. Yeah. Since they're so easy to get, why don't you have any lately? because your team sucks and your coach sucked.
Bum, bum, bum.
I mean, Tata was fucking red hot garbage.
Who knows what's going to happen this cycle whenever we face him, the number of times we'll face him, of course. But when you go on an entire cycle of just dominance, you've got to layer it on as a fan. And some people are like, oh, come on, be humble because the Mexico now is not going to be the Mexico of the future. And I'm like, yeah, but where's the fun in that?
Well,
We're winning. We should have fun.
If I'm a Mexico fan, I'm going nowhere near any American fans right now and making comments because
they get moral victories where they can. Some Mexican player in Europe scores a goal or gets an assist. Pulisic's riding pine. You just lost the Champions League to the Seattle fucking Sounders. You got humiliated in the World Cup. You got humiliated in the Nations League. You got humiliated in the fucking Gold Cup. What more humiliation do you need to go hide in a cave for a while and wait for it to get better, motherfucker? This is what I'm telling you. 20s or the Olympics.
Just wait.
Bad 4 years.
It's horrible.
Ride the lightning. Get to the end of it. Things will improve. Sure.
Go find a very dark corner and stay there for a while, and then come out when the light shines. Right now, there is no light for Mexico. Right now, things are on the down. They're on the decline in Mexico, in Liga MX, in fucking the national team. You got to have a massive imaginary pair of balls to come out and start saying, oh, you guys just win fucking shit trophies. Well, you haven't won dick for a while, guy. So I would go back and hide in your corner and then come out swinging when you got something to talk about. Yeah. Otherwise, just shut up.
Yeah, Roberto. Don't piddle on tittles. I mean, almost said titties.
And I'm not even someone who's going to come out and brag about the fucking Gold Cup and the Nations League. I'm not bragging about any of that. Okay, but
it's fun to do because you're relatively new to Twitter, Derek. But I mean, how often do when you're having an argument with a Eltree fan that they throw the number of Gold Cups that they've won compared to the United States, and it's like 11-8 or something, 11-9 or whatever the fuck it is right now, but they do it all the time. So of course. Okay. It goes back and forth, and nobody's really right on this. Who cares about Nations League, really?
No, it's always the answer is always the same. What have you done for me lately, cunt? That's the real answer to all these discussions. Like, don't tell me if you're Uruguay, you won World Cups back in the 1950s. No one fucking cares about that anymore. You got to win a World Cup within a certain, reasonable range of time in which we all now exist and coexist together. Like, don't tell me about nobody in Uruguay does that. But that's kind of like Mexico going back and saying, oh, we won all these. Yeah, well, you've been shit lately. So it doesn't really matter that you won those things because you're shit now. You're shite. And you need to get better. I hope your coach is decent. I haven't really done a lot of research on him lately. But I don't when I go into a World Cup, and the United States and Mexico's playing and Costa Rica's playing, guess who I'm supporting? U.S. number 1, and then I'm probably supporting Germany number 2, and after that, I'm supporting the CONCACAF teams. Yes, that means I will hope that Mexico beats Argentina. Yes, I'll do that. Why not? Because I like underdogs.
As long as the U.S. makes it further in the tournament.
Yeah, but I mean, as soon as it's USA, Mexico, that shit is over. I'm all USA. Mexico can go suck it. But, anyhow, what does it say about you when you can't beat a team that only wins shit trophies? Exactly the point. Jeff, you're completely right.
So, Jeff, it's almost like you read my mind and where I was planning on going with this. This is perfect timing because here's how he continues. Well, let me zoom in so you don't see my answer a little more there. All right, here we go. Same guy. I'm going to skip his name so you don't have to do anything, but go ahead and read that.
U.S. men's national team has one good year against Mexico, and now their fans out there wilding They're wild and
Wilding.
I haven't seen that term for at least 6 years, 10 years. I know you measure yourself against us, but we measure ourselves against the elite. What? Get an official win against Germany or Brazil and then talk. How about official wins against Portugal? Does that count? Does that count as something? How about an official win against fucking Spain, ass white?
Yeah,
in the Confederations Cup. I mean, how far in the history are we allowed to go back? So don't talk to me about amazing wins.
So that's all. That's all you took from that, huh?
So far.
So I said Mexico fan goes out of his way to bash U.S. men's national team by claiming Mexico is not an elite soccer nation.
Oh,
I mean, do we really have to play the quit hitting yourself game at this point?
That's true.
Because I know you measure yourself against us, but we measure ourselves against elite teams. I mean,
That
come on.
Ridiculous
Oh my goodness.
comment. That is a total jackassery. 100% dumb
Oh
comment.
my god. You just literally said, yeah, Mexico's not an elite soccer nation.
Adam Wiggins says Roberto is a clown. Yeah, pretty close, buddy. I mean, he's not a clone. He's a clown. He's something near it. That's for sure.
Oh man, the guy was just bucket loads of content, and I've got more. I've got another one for you.
Do we need to?
We do.
I think we've already punched him in the ball several times.
Well, I know the horse. I know in this scenario the horse is in fact dead, but we're still going to hit it with a stick. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Derek. When was the last time the U.S. men's national team had a win against the top 10 team in an official competition? When was the last time, Derek? I want to see what your memory has.
A top 10 team, an official competition. Mexico. Was it Mexico in the top 10 when we beat them?
Was definitely Mexico. It was definitely Mexico.
What an idiot.
It was November 12th, 2021. It was during this cycle.
This dude's just got.
Come on, dude.
This guy should just take his middle name, erase the UIS, and just go with L for fucking loser. All right.
Yes, everybody's pointing out Spain of 2009. That's probably the last time we beat a top 10 team. Yeah, of course it counts as World Cup qualifying. That's an official competition. It's an official competition, man.
And they were, I think, number 10 at the time.
No, they were 9. They were 9.
They were 9. Okay.
They were 9. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking.
Well, it was sad. I was saddened by this because I was also going to put the Nations League final date on there and the Gold Cup, but Mexico had to shit the bed and go to 11th during that time period. What a non-elite soccer nation they are.
This guy's a total turd burglar. Unbelievable. All right. Next topic.
Hold on. I got to get to this.
And no, Berlin, I am not going to end the show anytime soon. We're good.
Are we done yet?
We done yet?
Okay.
By the way, it's another day where I have not done any Jenny Cush going into the show. So clear heads might prevail. I might be able to,
This is my first drink.
It might be your only one because you're not going to have time to go get a refill. Oh, you got a backup.
Get a backup.
There's a man who has a plan. A man with a plan.
Derek, I've got some good news.
Mm-hmm.
Some good news for Scally.
Okay. The guy that plays right back broke his leg?
What?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought you were saying he broke his leg. It's like, wait, what?
No. The guy plays.
Here's some German. Do you want to read that for me?
Borussia's trainer Daniel Farke lebte nach dem 3
All right, that's enough of that.
Gegen die Bayern step. Okay. Despite the win over Bayern, local Gladbach media calls for Joe Scally to replace Lehner due to Lehner playing a role in conceding both goals.
That's good news.
I guess that's good news. I don't think it's going to necessarily happen because I think outside of those 2 goals, I think Lehner played pretty well. That's just me. But I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm all for it. Give Scally his time back. God damn it. Give his place back. I think it's really cool that Mr. Farke is, we can't get rid of this guy. He coached Norwich. Now he's coaching Gladbach. We get to say Daniel Farka all the fucking time. It's awesome.
Farka is a common phrase in my communication on Twitter nonstop.
People are saying Skelly was sick for the last game. I know. I heard about it. I heard about it late. I didn't know he was sick, but apparently he ate some bad seafood and his shit was running streaming out of his ass. So
Berlin says don't trust the source
for the sickness.
Oh no, I assume for the media wants Skelly back type thing.
Was it Build?
I've already closed it out, so I don't know.
Okay.
And I do not have the time to go drill back through my history to find it.
I know my grandfather loved to read those.
Don't trust German news. Heard it was propaganda.
I mean, my grandfather Opie loved to read those trash mags, German rags, and they are still all over the house. Not all over. They're in one drawer in my parents' house, and it's like a stack of these trash mags with all the rumors.
Girls, right?
No, none of that.
Okay.
No. It's just kind of like we have the National Enquirer. They have that same shit in Germany, but it's actually people consider it to be legit news. It's kind of like the Sun in Europe or in England, and some of the other total trash journalists they have there that people still are so used to it. They actually consider to be real news when it's just garbage. It's like, yeah, Everton is monitoring.
That's all we hear though.
Everton is monitoring. Who's left winger for San Jose?
Cade.
Oh yeah. They're monitoring Caden Cowell's fucking anus. And that's about it.
No, it's more like, and also Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus, AC Milan, and Manchester United are all in the hunt. They're all showing interest.
And it's all jackass crap. Derek Ray is a great follow for Bundesliga news. I have
100%.
followed him. Here's 100%. The
100%.
weird thing. In my fucking feed, I don't get any good stuff. I don't. No, nothing pops up in my feed from those
Depends on how
people.
frequent you follow. If you're following Derek, when you're on Twitter, there's one that's like there's two tabs. There's one that you can follow just the people you follow.
I saw that.
And then there's one that follows everything else, like where people we follow like other things, and you get to see a bunch of other random shit. If you're just wanting to see the content from people that you follow, click on that.
How about there's a tab?
Dive into that echo chamber.
How about there's a tab where I click on it and it allows me to pick the people I want to really follow? How about that?
Yeah, let's go back to MySpace where you have your 8 friends, your circle of 8 friends.
Dirk.
MySpace, that was a great day. Back in the day, those were so great.
That's hilarious. I think Brando, my band, still has a MySpace page up.
Well, no, that's different because MySpace is now a music location. It's all about music. So
yeah, I know, but I think our page from like the early 2000s is still on there somewhere. Berlin Amerikaner says German porn is great. He's correct. Derek loves German Goo Girls. I'm not going to deny I have ever watched one of those videos because I have. And I'd say there's a good percentage of them that are rather enticing and splendid. Brett, have you watched the German Goo Girls?
I've never actually searched for German Goo Girls. I have seen German porn in the sense where it's always some German girl getting reamed from behind and she's sitting there on the bed smoking a cigarette.
Well, no, that's not German Goo Girls.
No, it's not German Goo Girls. I agree. I'm just saying that the German porn I have seen generally stems from them smoking cigarettes going, is this over yet? You know,
Jesus Christ, I haven't seen that one. But no, German Goo Girls is got all these categories now. It's not just the bukkake shit, which for me, by the way, you
may have just answered that.
Yeah, I mean it's a little ridiculous after a while. It's just some chick getting splattered all over. There's only so much entertainment you can gain out of that. There's got to be more involved than that. So,
come to Berlin. I will introduce you.
Do you know the owner? I don't know. This seems like a seedy situation, But
It's a thing, man. I don't know if everybody's watching it since you've mentioned it a number of times.
oh god, it's legendary. Absolutely, it is. In the porn industry, it's been legendary for at least 10 years. I haven't gone there recently. I'm sure if it's gone on and continue to evolve, I'm sure it's fantastic. He isn't German though.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with accepting other people's culture and reveling in it. Just owning it. Like, oh, this is great. I love it. I love eating stir fried. It's good stuff.
There have been some of the hottest porn stars ever come out of the GGG community, as far as I understand. And I can't remember any of their names now, but I do remember a time when a lot of American porn industry was like, that girl's hot. How did these guys get her? We're bringing her to America. And that happened like several times with several girls or something. Anyhow, just stuff I know. All right. Don't ask me why.
It's a bunch of girls that aren't eating foods with high fructose corn syrup and
it's just a lot of protein.
A lot of protein.
All right. All right.
Let's reel this conversation back in. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to U.S. men's national team soccer. How about that, Derek?
Reeling it in. Let's do it. All right.
Apparently, there's some news on the front that the U.S. men's national team are in fact looking for a sporting director.
You don't say.
They're looking for him, and they are getting rejected left and right.
You don't say.
Oh, good Lord. Philadelphia Union's Ernst Tanner declined to pursue U.S. soccer sporting director job.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I like my job here at Philly. I'm going to stay here.
We're the leads of CONCACAF. Nobody wants the fucking job at U.S. soccer.
All right, Derek, I'm going to have you read. Go for it.
The whole thing?
Well, yeah, this paragraph. Let's start with the paragraph, and we'll go from there.
Philadelphia Union sporting director Ernst Tanner was approached by the U.S. Soccer Federation in regards to their vacant sporting director position. Multiple sources familiar with the situation told The Athletic on Thursday, Tanner, those sources said, declined to pursue the position. Here's what you need to know. Tanner becomes the second known Major League Soccer target to remove themselves from consideration from following SKC's head coach and sporting director Peter Vermees. Vermees signed a multi-year contract to remain at Kansas City, the MLS side announced earlier this week, and Tanner and Vermees are contacted by they were contacted for that by that fucking company they hired, Sportsology. Mm-hmm. God, what a fucking horrible name for a company. The recruitment and analysis firm contracted what the fuck? Contracted by the U.S. Soccer Federation to find its next sporting director. Yeah, these Sportsology guys, yeah, they're great. Bunch of fucking goddamn elitist turds, establishment fucks. Why don't we hire a bunch of people like that? Who do presentations and do morale building and organizational fucking presentations for a living. And they got football teams they work with too. Yeah.
So, Derek, if you recall from the last one we talked about Sportsology, and I'm paraphrasing off my memory because I was not about to go back and dig up this source. But the criteria that they're looking for a sporting director and then coach is somebody who's flexible, who's willing to listen to their superiors and change what they want to do, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, like a GGG actress.
Basically, Sportsology is out there to find a yes man, and all of a sudden we have one very prominent MLS person in Vermees, and then obviously Tanner here now, who's done his job at the Union, would be a great pick. Apparently, that's what it seems like, at least. Have both declined. They said no, thanks. I appreciate the offer, but I'll pass. Now, does that make you think that both of those people are yes men, or do you think that maybe, just maybe, they're like, I don't want to do what you're wanting us to do?
I think it is a case of like, this is a clown show, and I don't want to be a part of it.
I could be it too. I've got a nice cush job here. I'm not going anywhere. You know,
I don't say every third word. And I don't
is that a requirement?
I don't want to be a part of this crew.
I've got to figure out how to say every third word. This is fucking mind blowing. How do you do this?
Who's the owner of German Goo Girls? Let's hire him as sporting director. That's what I want. German Goo Girls. Let's go out and recruit that guy as the sporting director for the United States men's national team. Because one thing that guy can do is recruit talent. All right, Garrett Sims, $2. Thank you, my brother. God forbid they hire Bokenek. He's not taking that job. No way. No way is he taking that job. So they're going to have to go deeper into the bucket of chum and find the biggest, slimiest, stinkiest piece of fucking rotting fucking fish flesh to fill that job. Let's be really honest. And when they can't find it there in the soccer world, they're just going to hire some fucking Columbia or Harvard or Yale graduate who knows nothing about soccer, but at least scored straight A's at Harvard. That's where they're going to go eventually. So
has to be proficient in PowerPoint. I can put together a PowerPoint. S27. Do you want the gig as a sporting director? You already have S in your name.
Dude, I make PowerPoint my bitch. I could easily coach the team if that's the only requirement. So,
Derek, I imagine that you would put forth the PowerPoint where there's a bunch of text and it's going to be that typewriter thing where and every single letter is just typewritered in there the entire time, the entire presentation. Because you want to see who's going to fall asleep or who's going to go mad or who's going to break first. It's all mental voice. It's a thing in PowerPoint.
Okay.
I don't know why you'd ever want that, though. That's the worst thing in the world.
No, but you do have to be good at PowerPoint, apparently.
Well, I think that's how Greg may have got the gig, you know?
Yeah, well, that was his claim to fame. We're going to change the way the world views American soccer. Okay.
I don't know. It's just the whole thing is sketchy. I mean, obviously they went for at least one MLS veteran with Vermes and then Tanner, and they denied. I think that the people are going to be looking at this gig if they're worth their salt are going to be like, well, I don't want to do what you want to do. I want to do this how I do this. This is why you're looking at me, right?
Well, and the sad thing is that outside of the very close circle jerk community in Philadelphia, nobody knows who the fuck Tanner is. No one knows who that dude is. No one knows who he is. You got to be in the inside fucking circle of the circle jerks in Philadelphia to know who Tanner is, because nobody outside knows who he is. I mean, I'm sure he's been to other parties and other circle jerks, and there are people outside in other circle jerk communities who know him really well. But as far as, it's just, I mean, maybe there's some gangbangs he attended in other cities, so he's very popular, but nobody knows who that guy is. When this Tanner guy's name came up, I'm like, never heard of him. Never heard of him. Yeah, pretty much. Sure, does a great job, because guess what? Philly does a good job, and so does the coach of Philly does a good job. So I don't know. All right, what we got next?
Well, let me remove this banner. You scratch that. See what's up. What's up next? Oh, looks like we are heading into the MLS playoffs next.
Oh, the new playoff format where everybody gets a trophy.
It's like, you get a trophy. You get a trophy.
You get one. You get one.
You want a playoff spot? You get a playoff spot.
Yep.
And I've been saying to everybody all preseason that this is the year that Chicago will make the playoffs.
You add a couple more new teams to the fucking the MLS, and now you got to have fucking 18 fucking teams in the fucking playoffs. Are we serious? 18
There's
teams.
There's 11 teams. 11 teams that don't make the playoffs. And I funny thing, I said that there's a this whole skit on Elevator automate or voice recognition software on YouTube. Go watch it. It's hysterical. It's Scottish people trying to say 11. It's hysterical. But side note.
Okay. Weird.
You know, it was the way I said 11. There are 11 teams out there, whatever. But
There are
11 teams don't make it. 18 teams do initially make it.
That's so ridiculous.
Like I said, this is the year for Chicago.
Oh, but they don't make the first round. They got to go through a play-in round, right?
Well,
yes.
Team 8th and 9th. So what the way it works out is that at the end of the year, at the end of the season, before the postseason starts, you've got the top 9 teams of each conference make it. So it starts off with team 9th and 8th play each other in a one-off playoff round. I'm assuming the 8th place hosts the game. Whoever wins that makes it into quote unquote the first round. Because you told me that the first round is where this comes into play.
Yes.
So then you take a West Coast and an East Coast, top 8 teams each, and they start off by playing in typical tournament style, where first plays 8th, second plays 7th, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And then they played the best of 3. So we're back to like the 1996 era, the best of 3 in the playoffs. You know, you start off.
I mean, I don't know if we're back to. I don't know if we're back to anything that stupid. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
This is the past. This isn't anything new. It wasn't 1996 when this occurred.
No, you're telling me
there's
in
like
the
8
past,
teams. So.
70% of the teams make the playoffs?
No. The top, the best of 3.
That's where we're at.
I know. I understand what you're saying there, Derek.
Yeah.
I'm talking about where it's the best of 3 in the series in the first round. So you play a home and away, and then if you need to, you'll play another home. So 3 games per round.
I mean, you're getting specifics, and I'm fine with you doing that. I'm just saying the concept itself of 18 teams and only 11 being left behind after playing a fucking 30 whatever game season, 34, I believe.
Something like that, yeah.
It's atrocious. It's absolutely atrocious. It's like, yeah, everybody gets in except for those 11 twat teams who are obviously complete garbage, even though the next 8 teams above them are probably complete garbage too. But you know what? Everybody gets in. This is just not how things need to be.
We'll come back to talk about the whole playoff system as a whole, but I want to bring this quote up. Paul Tenorino. God damn.
Paul Tenario.
Tenario, thank you. Wow, that was butchered.
I've actually communicated with Paul before.
Nice.
If you talk to people who helped restructure the playoffs, they believe strongly that the new format incentivizes people to fight even more. It's kind of cut off.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Let me zoom out. Hold on.
Yeah. Fight even more for seeding. Teams 7 through 9 will be fighting to avoid their play-in spots. The teams at the very bottom of the standings will never be out of the hunt. Oh, great. And will be working to get into the 9th and find the 9th and final spot. And the best of 3 increases the value of the home games, so there will be constant jackassery to try to get into the top 4 seeds. Yeah, dude.
So this is not an opinion by Paul. This is just you talk to people who constructed this. This is what they're saying. Because the Athletic did have an opinion piece where like they took all of their MLS content creators.
Oh, I know Paul's no moron. He's no
moron. And they took everybody and they're like, hey, what do you think about this? And everyone was like, I'm paraphrasing here, but everyone's like, yeah, it's hot garbage. It's hot garbage. It's hot garbage.
No, this is the very definition of hot garbage. That's what this is. So this is like, okay, you have this. This is absurd to me that you have how many teams we got now? We're going to get to 30 soon.
Yeah, 29.
We got 29. 18 of them are going to make the playoffs. And can you even the teams in each division that are fighting for 8 and 9 and even 7 are traditionally such fucking shit teams. And now they get a sniff of it. they get a sniff of it. It's unbelievable to me. I mean, to me,
Hey, Chicago might have made a number of the playoffs in the past handful of years if we had 18 teams the entire time.
it's an all-in fest. Was what this is. This is some more just giving little incentives. And you know, we haven't really covered this, and maybe we will at some point. We'll do a whole show on it, I'm sure, because Jimmy and Heath and Charlie did a whole show on ProRel. And maybe
we'll talk about ProRel very soon, actually, like in the next segment.
Are we?
We are.
No, I mean, that needs to be covered in detail.
No. We're going to talk about a very specific topic of it. You and I are going to share our opinion on it, but we're going to talk about something. Good. Finish your thought, Derek.
I guess my thought is that it's if we get up to what we're thinking is going to be 32, 34, 40 teams. 40 is what I was always told. In the end, I was told 32 back in 2007. I was told 40 in 2011. Okay. Nobody believed me when I said it. They are like, oh, you're a jackass. You're a total jackass.
It'll never get to 30.
24th max,
That's
man.
back.
You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. All right. So I put out the news. People call me an idiot. Here we are, almost at 30. But once you get to 40, just do MLS 1 and MLS 2, and let's have like some real pro-rel and like some real consequences.
Real, I think real might be in quotes there, Derek.
Still, it
the
can't
thought
help.
process of
It still can't help to be in MLS 2, could it? It's not a great thing, you know. But
no, I'm sure there's still some form of profit sharing between MLS 1 and MLS 2 and all that shit.
And I'm sure if you got 40 teams, what you do is you have 24 of them in MLS 1 and you have 16 of them in MLS 2. So, you know, it's a lesser fight.
Hopefully they don't keep the 18-team roster or 18-team playoff set up then.
I don't know, but I just don't like this era we're in where fucking this many teams make the playoffs. Or whatever you want to call it, the play-in game / playoffs. It's ridiculous.
The play-in / so there's 18 teams total, yeah. But just to quickly jump through the whole system as a whole, so that way everybody knows what we're talking about. I'm sure they've all know this topic. But of the 18 teams, obviously we talked about the 8th and 9th and the one playoff in. And then you go through a tournament setup where you play the best of 3, home, away, home, for the highest ranking. Up until the conference semifinals and the conference finals and the finals itself, those 3 go back to the one game only.
Well, thank God for that.
But why do you think there's a series of games where there's 3 games for each round, or up to 3 games for each round, and then by the end you go to 1? It doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah. Oh, Derek, you got it. It's all about Apple making back their money, that ridiculous amount that they paid for MLS content, and they got to make their money back. So they're going to have all these extra games on here. The owners are going to make more money because then they're going to bring in more playoff games. I don't know. It's just
Alfred Deisman.
It's a little silly.
Alfred Deisman. Who's going to pay to watch? Well, the people who pay for this show are going to pay for us to watch because we're not paying for it. We're going to use your funds to.
MLS starts this week, and I am going to do it here either later tonight or tomorrow on the card. We appreciate every dollar that comes to us, by the way.
By the way, Logan says, "Quit yelling at everyone, Alfred." Does somebody using all capitals anymore mean that they're yelling, or is it just that guy who accidentally hit the all caps button and doesn't figure it out yet? I don't know. All right, next topic.
All right. You may want to know what this is.
Greg Berhalter.
This has to do with the Athletic being blacklisted.
MLS, when a coach or player doesn't stick to the script. Okay, what's this referring to? I've heard something about this today. I can't even remember what the fuck it is.
Derek, look who's in the picture.
It's Pete.
It's Pete.
He's...
And I asked if this was after his surgery, because why is he getting outrun by the guy in the front?
No.
Come on, Pete. Come on.
Come on,
Pete. You can run faster.
This is about protocol. It's about police protocol, obviously, because Pete would definitely outrun that guy in front of him.
You'd hope so.
This is post-surgery for sure, by the way. And I can't remember of the name. And yes, his real name's Pete Mastny. But I mean, everybody knows that now. So if you want to look him up, yes, he's a Hollywood actor. But I do love the fact that he picked Doubt-It as his last name. I think that's hilarious. Pete Doubt-It. I doubt that's his real last name. All right.
All right. Oop, I gotta zoom out because
By the way, I'm not jerking off. I'm just shaking this little smoky, and I'm going to drink it.
It's a likely excuse there, Derek. Come on.
Trust me, dude. No.
So the Athletic had a nice article with Phil Neville, asking a bunch of questions, series of things. Some of it having to do about his club that he's coaching. Some of it having to do with the league itself.
Okay.
And they asked, hey, what can you change? What one thing that you would change? And they talk about the roster and how it's nice. He enjoys the salary cap, quite frankly, because it gives every team a chance, type of thing. And it said, they follow up with, hey, what else could be done to increase the competition in MLS? All right, this is going to be a bit of excessive here, but I'm going to have you read this paragraph if you can.
Go ahead. No, you read it.
Oh shit! Really?
No, I'd rather you read it at this point.
All right.
I'm gonna.
The next thing I suppose is promotion relegation. Would that help the intensity of the league? Would it help with the competition of the league? I'm an advocate that maybe it's next. Or Jesus Christ, I'm an advocate that maybe it's another step for the league to take. So, again, this entire paragraph basically is him talking about how in England they have it and they go from it, and it makes the competition at the very bottom of the league very good, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So he talks about promotion and relegation being the next best step.
Okay.
But then the league and the club get back to the Athletic.
Following the interview.
Hold on, I zoomed way out there. There you go.
Following the interview, Inter Miami expressed concern about Neville's comments on promotion and relegation and offered his proper context for his thoughts. Oh my God, dude! Yeah, say no more. Say no more. To clarify, this is my personal feeling based on my previous experiences, Neville added. With that being said, the single entity format has contributed towards the league's position in the world stage, but enabled the sport to grow enormously in the country. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Basically, they bent Phil Neville over. They told him to grab his ankles. They fucked him in the ass and said, if you don't want this to happen again, you better say what we're just about to tell you to say. That's pathetic. That is pathetic.
It's super fucking sad.
And I'm glad the Athletic is exposing this ridiculous horseshit.
Here you go. You want more? Read Felipe's post here.
Felipe Cardenas. MLS Sist and I were informed today that Inter Miami banned the Athletic. Oh my God. From its media day event because they disagreed with the timing and framing. Oh my God. This is the world we live in, people. This is the ridiculous shit. You thought U.S. soccer was bad. You thought they were the the Nazis of fucking making sure there was no dissent. They would fucking come through your door with hobnail boots and make sure you couldn't say shit. This tiny little thing that probably very few people ever read or cared about what fucking Neville had to say. This has caused the Athletic to be
It's-
temporarily fucking banned by MLS. What a bunch of fucking pussy cocksuckers MLS is. Made up the biggest fucking pussy cocksuckers that ever fucking lived on the planet. Ever.
Yeah.
Like, this hurt your feelings? You guys got hurt feelings? You had to bring Phil Neville into the fucking, the dungeon of fucking MLS headquarters, tell him to bend over, and then do whatever you did to him and say, you ever do that again, and you know what's coming next. It's the 10-incher. It's the 10-incher that we got from Brett's fucking basement. Yes.
I lent it out, guys. He was like, hey, I'm not using it anymore right now. We moved on.
This is so pathetic. This is the soccer journalist world we live in. It is so pathetic, Brett. I can't even begin to fucking even... I thought things were bad about 10 years ago. They're so much worse now. They are so much worse.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. They're trying to control the Athletics interview with Phil Neville, where Phil Neville answered their questions, and they were like, well, we didn't like the fact that you asked them those questions in the first place, so you're fucked, Athletic.
So
it's fucking real.
What gets me about the whole thing is that the Athletic's behind a fucking paywall, which means that the vast majority of people will never actually read it with its context. Now, mind you, you could go on Twitter and you might find people quoting it or putting little snippets on there, but that's a very small portion of the actual fan base itself. Yeah. When you come out and do shit like this, I mean, it's just adding fucking fuel to the fire. And you're just pointing out the stupidity of it all.
I wish I had the names. I know who these people are. And I forgot their names. Don something. Fuck, can't remember his last name, starts with a C. All these fucking losers that work in the marketing and the fucking PR department and communications department for MLS are the biggest fucking group of losers and cocksuckers you have ever fucking met in your life. They are the most tender vittle little fucking pussies you ever have met in your life. Ever. And we used to work with them. We used to work with them back in the day when we were friends with these people. Okay, now they won't talk to us. Fuck them anyhow. I don't want to talk to you, you cock-sucking pussy piece of shit. But this is not acceptable, to kick the Athletic out of your little interview world because of this, because they asked a question that you didn't like, that the guy happily answered. Then after they took him into the dungeon and tortured him with a 10-inch fucking dildo, now you're going to ban the Athletic because you can't get to them with that dildo. So now you're going to use distancing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so pathetic, dude. And if this doesn't get fixed, this is why MLS will stay and remain a joke of a fucking league. And it isn't because of the players. It isn't because of the teams and the coaches and the players who put real effort on the field and try hard and want to score and want to put out a good product. It's these peckerwoods that run the fucking league who have their heads so far jammed up their fucking assholes that this is what happens and this is what comes out. This is ridiculous.
Are you saying that you disagree with Jim Curtin when he said that by 2026 that MLS could be one of the top soccer leagues in the world?
No, it's not going to be a top soccer league, but it'll be somewhere up there and probably like the top 10. And but that's the problem.
But don't think shit like this hurts it though?
No, the problem is MLS will use the fact that they're in the top 10 or the top 12 leagues in the world to continue to behave badly. Like this. If you cannot use the excuse that you're getting better to behave badly as an organization, as far as the press goes, as far as the media, as far as being overly fucking goddamn managing a fucking manager's comments about what he thinks and feels because it doesn't fit your goddamn narrative. Mm-hmm. Fuck off, you pussy fucking wankers. You fucking pussy wank. I can't even, I'm just so fucking pissed off at this. Thank you for not exposing me to this before the show.
No, Derek, I know you best. Come on.
You held this off on me.
It continues, though,
up
Derek.
On me.
It continues. We're not done with this topic yet. We're done. There
No.
are other people's takes on it, though. Here we go. We brought this character up on a previous show.
Jesus.
And here you go, Derek. I want you to have at this. How about this?
Andrew Visnovsky says clubs.
By the way, he is the sports lawyer. Remember him?
Oh, not this Peckerwood again. Not this piece of living shit.
Yeah.
Clubs have no obligation to grant access, and it shouldn't be surprising or shocking if a team pulls access over an unfavorable report. Well, fuck you, Andrew. Put a pair of goddamn good, like, big boy pants on and live in the real world where you get criticized and you have to respond to being criticized. You fucking pussy fuck. God damn it. How much of this shit do we have to take? Shock the league, and clubs haven't pulled access more often, seeing as fuck it. Then pull all the access. Let's have no coverage of fucking MLS on any fucking network or athletic or any fucking buddy covering MLS. Let's all just drop out and let MLS drift in the fucking breeze by itself. It's Fanny flying in the wind on a fucking pole like a big piece of fucking MLS administration establishment bullshit that it is. Yeah, that would be sad for the players. It'd be sad for the teams. It would be sad for the coaches. But if this guy is any way the mentality that MLS is, like, hey, yeah, fuck those, they're out. Fuck them, they're out. Fuck them, they're out. Hey, we don't like what they said. Fuck them, they're out. Fuck those guys. You're not going to have anybody left covering the sport. No one's going to be covering the sport because no one gives a shit about not hurting your feelings, you little cunt. All right? You got to be able to accept some criticism, you little fucking cunt, if you want to run a professional sports organization. That's what it takes. Have a fucking pair of fucking balls. You little fucking pussy, Andrew. God, Andrew, you're such a little cunt pussy.
It's okay. I responded to Andrew. I didn't get a response from him back though. This is sad. I don't know why people don't respond to me. I'm a nice guy.
Fuck him. Guy. I wouldn't want a response from this little cunt licker. Fuck him.
So a lot of people were taking what he said and incorrectly stating what he was trying to say. Okay. You know, I felt I understood what he meant, and I agree with him, Derek.
No, you don't.
I do.
Don't even try.
I do. Go for that.
Everyone is rephrasing Andrew's point incorrectly. A circle jerk is less desirable when the person favoring you continues to tell you how much you suck, unless you are into that kind of thing. Exactly. That's perfect. Oh my God. Andrew.
Oh man.
Andrew doesn't even deserve a name like Andrew. His name should be like Pussy Fart Visnovsky, because that's what he is. He's a fucking queef.
But
he's
Derek,
a queef in the wind.
There is no blacklist out there, right? People aren't blacklisted.
Oh no, of course there's no blacklisting. Oh no, there's no anybody can say whatever they fucking want. No, they can't. That's been the point we've been making since back in 2011. We've been saying the same thing.
Yeah, we bring it up like every quarter. It seems like we bring it up, and we always talk about the whole Clashon article. We bring up Conrad brought it up. Herc brought it up.
Yes,
everybody brings it up. But then people are like, nah, there's no blacklist out there. I'm like, yeah, there kind of is.
No, everybody. Listen, if you talk to any journalist who's willing to talk to you, and we do have those that do talk to us. They might not after this show.
Not Andrew.
But, not Andrew. Fuck him.
Not
Fuck
Andrew.
that queef. What a queef. What a fucking smelly ass queef that's been rotting in the back end of your fridge. Listen, there is fucking people who are going to tell you to shut up. And if you don't shut up, you are cut off. That is with USSF. And now it is very clear, and it's been clear before, with MLS. Now, it wasn't as bad with MLS before. It's becoming bad now. Like when you cut off the Athletic, you're fucking telling the Athletic to shut the fuck up. The Athletic. You're telling the Athletic.
I love the fact that they came out and they said, hey, this is fucking happening to us. Fuck off with you. We stand by what we did. Awesome stance. And I know that we have some listeners who aren't the biggest fans of some of the author or the content creators on The Athletic, but I'm happily paying the $1.99 a month for this.
Can you imagine the two queefs at MLS that sat down to talk about this before banning The Athletic momentarily? They'd be like, yeah, man, he made really leading comments and questions, out to him, and then the guy answered in an honest way. I don't really blame that on Neville. That's really not on Neville. That's on the Athletic for putting out leading questions. So we should really take it to them. I mean, I'm serious. We need to take it to those guys. Stick it to them. Stick it to them. What a bunch of fucking morons. What a bunch of fucking pussies. God damn, what kind of pussy world do we live in where that's a problem? Where you ask a guy a question, he answers honestly, and then he has to come back. Then he has to come back and rephrase his answer, and then ban the people that asked the question.
Do you think he had anything to do with that rephrasing? No, it was some pencil pusher in the back room. Hey, come up with something we can send to the Athletic that this is what Neville said. No, I guarantee you Neville didn't say shit. They're like, hey, don't fucking say a thing.
What a bunch of needle dicks. I can't believe we live in this world. I remember when I was involved in journalism, that shit was hard hitting, man. Nobody was a needle dick.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. And the organizations that we covered knew we weren't going to needle dick them, or they couldn't be needle dicks. Mm-hmm. They had to stand up and just take it and say, yeah, okay, we'll take the questions. There's no punishment for your hard question. And then it got soft. Right about the fucking 90s, it got soft, and then it got softer and softer.
Right when it became a business. That's the thing, though. Right when it became business, and there's money involved. All of a sudden, it's like, nah, fuck you. You said something mean about me once in a tweet or a post. Fuck off.
It was after 94 when actually a small percentage of people started to care.
Yeah,
and immediately they started going to mini turtle mode. Now we're in tortoise cover mode at U.S. Soccer, and now MLS is showing themselves to be just as bad, because this is a microcosm that exposes a massive issue going on right now in MLS. They are just so insecure. They're the 6'5" guy at the gangbang with the 2-inch penis, and they're really worried about the fact you might notice. Chambers says, while blame goes to MLS for sure, Inter Miami just keeps taking L's with how they handle things. Well, yeah, they're a fucked up.
Down and read this.
Listen, there is no doubt that Inter Miami is a fucked up run organization. There's no doubt. But that's what happens when you give an ex-player like Beckham a team just for showing up and jerking off for a few years in the league. You give them a team. And, it's been a rough ride. I'm sure they'll get better. They'll figure it out eventually, but, they'll get messy or whatever. Yeah. But that doesn't really – I mean, they take criticism all the time, but I don't see, Inter Miami banning fucking journalists.
We just did.
No, they didn't ban anybody. Inter Miami didn't ban anybody. MLS banned the Athletic.
No. Well, they're banned from going to the Inter Miami presser, basically.
By MLS, not.
Well, they didn't specify which, but
no, that came from MLS. Come on,
it's safe to assume we're assuming that. Yes, I'm on your side. I'm not disagreeing with you, Derek. I'm just playing more devil's advocate and saying, like, technically MLS was not involved in that phrase, and it was all Inter Miami saying, "This is what Neville meant to say," But I think the pencil pusher came from MLS.
I don't think Beckham cares either way about
he cares. He probably pushed
about what Neville says.
That through, like, hey, Neville, you're fucking right, spot on, 100%.
Yeah, come on, this is all from MLS. No doubt about it. I don't think Miami cares. So anyhow,
we're done with the blacklisting. That's a fun topic.
And if it was Miami that banned him, that is even worse. That's even worse. Because now you're talking about a tiny club in MLS taking offense to that.
Yeah, they're all part of the same, beast organization.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The guy asked a question, it was answered, and now he's in trouble for asking a question? That's just, it's absurd. Surely that cannot just be MLS Miami with that issue. Anyhow, it's whatever it is, it's ridiculous.
It is. Well, we're an hour and 20 minutes into the show. Let's actually get to the topic at hand.
So I'm for missionary as second place, and my first is going for, I don't know, doggy style.
What's the
Doggy style missionary.
What's the doggy style when they lay completely on their belly?
I think that's still doggy style.
Kind of still doggy style.
It's called doggy style resting.
It's the resting position.
Okay. It took everybody like what? Here,
No
I've been ranting for like 20 minutes, and now somebody's like, "Yeah, it was just MLS in Miami." It's like, well, now you made me rant for fucking 20 minutes about MLS, but it's still MLS Miami. All right. So what do we got here? We got started goalkeeper.
So Derek, yeah, we're gonna pick basically for those who haven't read the actual title of the show. We're gonna pick our 2 players per position.
Top 2
per position. Not duplicating names, by the way, right?
Right.
Okay, good. Because I didn't.
Right. But we're gonna stick to the 4-3-3 though.
Yeah. We're sticking to 4-3-3 until we see otherwise. Oh,
Yep.
Way too far down. Let's move that fucker up. Let's move this guy up.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm gonna do some changes here real quickly because this pissed me off while they do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just like just move people around. Fuck it.
Man, these are really good. I'm sorry. Whatever they are. Smokies. Ooh, that pecan.
That'll work.
It's really good.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna pick the best 2 positions. We're just gonna might take Derek. Sorry, I almost called you Jackson. I'm not sure why.
I'm not your son, brother.
I am not your son. No. All right. I figured we'd start with the actual starting 11 and then go to the sub role at that point.
Sure, let's do that because this is going to be
life
really
easier for me at least.
it's going to be very easy.
Forth.
Yeah.
So
Goalkeeper's Turner.
100%.
Left back, Jedi. Right back, Dest. And just
make a jump here.
Yeah, I mean, let me know if you disagree. Right center back, Richards. Left center back, Reed. Adams holding center midfielder. And Musa McKenzie. McKenny at the 8s. God damn it. Left winger, Pulisic. Right winger, Weah.
So I've wondered if you were going to put Weah there, given the fact that he hasn't played as a winger for his club for a while now, and he's only played wingback.
I get it. I know.
But he's been so solid for the United States that I had to throw him in there too.
Yeah, I did too. And then Sargent on top.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, 100% I had the same starting 11.
I knew we were. I knew we were going to have the exact same.
Let's see. Let's take a look at some chat here. We got some Zardes, please. Give us some Zardes up front. Jackson Yule rolled on. Zusi in the middle, it looks like. We moved some Morris Areola. Where's some Leggett rolled on? Oh, no Aaron Long? Really? No Long? Come on, guys. Shaq Moore, Daniel Lovitz. Wow.
Jesus Christ. Biggest
Daniel
smartasses.
I haven't heard Daniel Lovitz since like the beginning of last cycle.
We have the biggest group of smartasses that ever flocked to one place. I love it. All right. So let's do the backups.
All right, this is where I think things might get a little bit more interesting. All right, goalkeeper.
My backup's Horvath.
That do I have.
Excellent. Let's do left back.
Left back.
You know who I got?
Kelly.
I don't. I got Tolkien.
I'm assuming you're having Scally as your right back backup then.
Correct. Yep.
See, I went Reynolds.
Nah.
He's been fucking solid recently.
Roar.
Sure, in Belgium, 100%. Westerlo, I know, but I mean, Tolkien has been solid for Red Bulls and MLS. What's your point?
I think Tolkien's got a way higher ceiling. I'd rather see him at left back. And I think Scally's a better right back. And in fact, if Des keeps fucking things up, Scally's going to be your starter at right back. What the hell is this?
Well, I don't agree with you. Is this
Okay.
one? Unless we could leave it to the chat. If you don't want to do a coin flip, we can go with the chat.
I say Scally out right, Tolkien out left as backups. If you agree with that,
Put a type of 1 for Derek, 2 for Brett. Let's do that.
Okay.
1 for Derek, 2 for Brett. I say Reynolds out right, Scally left.
Reynolds.
Hey, you know what? If your issue is with Des, Derek, we could have Scally start right back, and then Des can be left back alternative. Scally and Wade. We got a 1-1, 2-1. So it looks like more people are agreeing with you at this point. I got 2 to your 6 right now. All right. I can read the chat. I can tell how badly you guys are wrong, but whatever.
What?
Tolkien.
Tolkien's the future, my brother.
Tolken?
Yes.
Okay.
Tolkien's the future. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Right now he is. We don't have many other choices. I don't want to force Scally to play left back.
He's played left back plenty in his lifetime. He could play there.
I get it, but he is more competitive.
Here's my take. If we're actually talking about an actual roster, we bring in Scally, we bring in Reynolds, and then if we need to sub Jet out, which is a fucking rarity in its own right, then we throw Scally out left.
I agree.
I don't think Tolkien's ready for the big boys, quite frankly.
I don't think we have a lot of people ready. And
I know. I just specified that's why I'd bring Scally and Reynolds.
But I think it's a pure left back. Tolkien is a left back. Scally isn't. He's just a serviceable left back.
What about Bello?
Bello can go suck one. He's done.
Wait, so is Tolkien E-N or is it I-N?
It might be I-E-N. No, people are trying to get you to put that in because that's the author of The Hobbit. I don't think that's how that's spelled. I might be wrong.
How much I care about him being there. I don't know. I wasn't overly impressed in his one cap so far. Now, mind you, I wasn't impressed with Jedi when he first got his cap. So who knows? Maybe Tolkien's the way of the future. We'll see.
Well, it is left
People
back.
were saying the same thing about Vines and Bello, and you know how you feel.
It's a left back, and it's a very specific position. Ream, my backup was Brooks.
Interesting. I'm fine with adding Brooks, but quite frankly, I don't know if he's necessarily proven that he needs to be reintroduced. No, I mean, his distribution out of the back is still up there, still top notch. But I mean, if you're watching the games, I mean, he's still liable.
No, he needs to pull his shit together at home.
I ended up going the other route and just went with EPB and CCV.
Well, on my right supportive right center back, I had CCV.
Yeah, I went CCV obviously for Rich. But I went EPB over Brooks simply because one, age, but two, he's playing consistently at his club.
I'm sorry, EPB and Trois are on a downward trajectory. If you think Hoffenheim are bad, Trois has been pretty bad lately.
Well, I mean, I guess it specifies more on the lines of is it EPB's fault more than it is Trois.
Well, he's injured now, so it's
clearly it's not. Maybe that's the reason why they're on the downward trajectory. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I see the Wiley Tolkien thing.
Yeah, Garrett says for $2, Wiley is greater than Tolkien.
Listen, I was actually more prone to putting Paredes out at left back.
I was thinking the same thing too, but he hasn't played that for Wolfsburg for a while.
No,
he started there initially, but then he's been playing more the wing /
left wing back,
10-11, if you will. Yeah, wing back more so than anything. Yeah.
Yeah, not so much a left back. So. Yeah, I wasn't really comfortable putting him there yet, but I did put him on my also ran list, which I do have an also ran list. So,
and here's the thing too. I mean, this is us putting down a 2-depth list, not necessarily saying who's going to get called in. And there are definitely players that we would like to see brought in and tried, but it is what it is.
But it's not our choice.
It's not our choice.
Adams, Acosta.
So I went a little different with a bunch of stuff. This is maybe where we're going to vary a bit.
Who'd you go with?
I went with Luca De La Torre.
Oh, I put him up there as McKennie's replacement.
Because, well, so let's talk about the midfield as a whole. Because this is going to be a bit different, I think. My replacements for the midfield, quite frankly, is Tillman, Aronson, and Luca De La Torre.
I'm there with you on Aronson. I'm there with you on Luca De La Torre, but not for the 6. Not for the 6. No.
I think he'd be serviceable enough. I don't think we need to necessarily rely on Acosta to fill in that role anymore.
Dude, there's a reason that LDT, Luca De La Torre, he's a defensive liability, even at Celta de Vigo. I'm sorry. No, he can't play a 6. He can't. Not in our system. He can't, dude. He just can't. It's Adams. And if you would have come to me and you would have said, the guy from Portland, fuck.
Williams.
Guy from, yeah, I would have said, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Well, I need to see him again. I mean, I need to see him again since his injury, quite frankly, at the international level.
Yeah, but LD.
I guess here's the big point in the end, I guess, is I don't necessarily see Adams going out. And maybe that's my fault in this exercise, quite frankly. But I don't know. I don't know.
Like, I wouldn't really put Cardosa in the 6. Although he can do it, but he can do it better than Luca De La Torre. I think Luca De La Torre is a Musa replacement. I think that's what he is. And I think that Aronson.
I may be trying to pigeonhole the better players and as a whole, quite frankly, and maybe Luca De La Torre as a replacement late in the game. I don't know. I'm looking at it going. I can't fathom bringing in somebody like Acosta as a replacement in that position, and then leaving off somebody else that's better as a whole because we have to push Luca De La Torre into that role.
Hey, Al, I get it on the Tessman thing. I think Tessman's way outperforming Busio. So there's that.
It'd be a solid option, yeah.
I did put him in I have a list of almost rans, and he is on that list, but I don't think he's quite ready yet. If you ask me, would I prefer Tessman over Acosta? I probably would, maybe one more season, or maybe let's see how the end of the Venezia season ends and if he maintains his spot. But even there, he's not really playing the holding midfielder role. He's playing more of an 8. So the only real other 8 I can think of is Acosta. I'm sorry. I wish there were other options.
6, by the way.
Or 6, I'm sorry. But Sands, no. Johnny, I'm sorry. No. Sands he's going back to MLS. He was not a success at Rangers. So you can argue me all you want, but I do think the obvious answer right now, not right now, but maybe not 5 months from now, is Acosta still for Adams. I hate saying that, but I think it's true.
I'm still disagreeing.
Well, it ain't Luca De La Torre. He ain't playing a fucking 6.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean, and then here's the thing, though. Maybe you don't necessarily play just a single 6.
Yeah, but we're dealing with a system that U.S. Soccer has incorporated.
No, because Greg has gone to more of a dual pivot from time to time, depending on who you're playing.
Dude, that's so rare.
It's happened more frequently as the cycle went on. Yes, it's rare if you look at the course of his entire cycle because he didn't budge for like 3/4 of it. But that last 4th, he budged quite a bit.
No, but what he would do is he would pull an 8 back to help the 6, and it would be temporary. It's not a permanent thing. He never played a 4-2-3-1.
I agree with that. I agree that Musa, for the most part, Musa played further back than McKinney did.
Yes, he would be the helper, what I would call the helper. And I think Luca De La Torre is a great helper, but I don't think he's a fucking destroyer 6. I don't think that's what he can do. So I have to adamantly stick with Acosta here, as much as it pains me to do so. And I'm not doing this because I fucking love Acosta. I'm just saying we really don't have a legitimate 6 outside of Adams right now. We really don't have a destroyer like him. So, oh, no one. That is so fucking childish.
Well, you said Acosta, so I threw in his name.
Oh, my
Oddly
God.
enough, that's what came up. No,
Now
I think Acosta is a serviceable 6 option. Sure.
But we can agree with Luca de la Torre should be one of the 8s. So replace he should be the backup for Musa, I think. Like, that's something we can agree on for sure.
Yeah,
he's got to be in the midfield somewhere, for Christ's sake. Now, you were talking about who is your other 8? Do you
I
have
had
another?
Aronson and Tillman.
Okay, I agreed with Aronson, so let's put him in there. You and I agree on that. I had Aronson as McKennie's backup. I did not have Tillman making any of this. I had him in my also ran list. Oh, shit. What was that? There we go. I had him in my also rans. Pulisic, my backup for Pulisic's Reina.
Okay, then you must be putting Booth out right then, huh?
Yep. You nailed that shit.
I have been vice versa simply because Reina always came in for Weah, but whatever.
But yeah,
neither here nor there.
Booth exclusively plays out right, where Reina, you can throw him anywhere. And playing Reina out left lets him cut in and use his right
We've
for
done
a
that.
shot. Yeah.
Now, and there were a number of people in the chat talking about Reina in the midfield, and I had mulled over for a long time there actually having a more 10 position.
Oh, me too.
Instead of the dual 8s, because
me too.
Because you can still keep the 4-3-3 and change it up slightly. Hudson doesn't necessarily have to go with that dual 8.
Yep.
And he can bring in a more creative midfielder, and all of a sudden Reina and even Booth comes back. I would think. Aronson was the talking point, but
has Hudson shown any proclivity
not
to
from
do
what
that?
we've seen. It's only been 2
No.
games, but still.
Yeah, no 10. Still no 10. The 10 is dead in American soccer right now. The 10 position is dead.
We'll get to that soon as far as needing.
It might as well not exist. Yeah.
But Ernie's talked about this, and we'll bring it up in a second, I guess. Okay. Who do you got back up 9?
I got Pepe.
So did I. I mean, there are a variety of players you can bring into the equation at this point.
Right.
And maybe it depends on how you want to play that specific game. Maybe you bring in a player like DK or PFOC. Mind you, PFOC's not necessarily scoring goals like he used to.
He still plays.
DK's playing and
Scored
scoring
2
goals.
weeks ago.
So, I mean, there's definitely options out there. But, I mean, as far as if I had to list a 9 and a backup tomorrow, it's Sargent and Pepe.
Yeah,
So.
that'd be mine. And then, you can have – I didn't have DK at all. I had PFOC and Vasquez.
Who?
Vasquez.
Who?
Vasquez.
There you go.
God damn it. God damn it. Diego Luna.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see Diego play like consistently for his club team. Like it's good game, shitty game. Good game, fucking horrible game. Good game, shitty game. Good game. I mean, that needs to stop. It needs to stop. So he needs to start playing consistently, or else he's not going to be the future at all. So there's that. All right. I think that does that. What the hell else topic did we have to cover?
Orange cone. The orange cone doesn't even show up. Okay. Whatever. Doesn't matter. All right.
Because I don't know how long this is going to go on, but I need to pee.
We got one more topic left.
One more?
Well, no. Actually, this coincides with this topic. Let's finish this off real quick. Because we talked about having a number 10, in the lineup.
Would
But
love
we
it.
never played a number 10 because apparently, Derek, we've never had creative players. It's impossible. It's something that we
Yeah.
just don't do. We don't create creative players.
Yep. Good old Ernie. Good old Ernie Stewart said, I think we need to develop a different type of player, Stewart told Yahoo Sports over Zoom earlier this month. You need creative players that are capable of creating dangerous situations, creating goal-scoring opportunities. But that starts at an earlier age, like Gio Reyna did. Like the cognitive skills, decision-making, the creativeness that Gio Reyna has. That doesn't come at 15 or 16 like Gio Reyna has. You have it, and then you don't have it.
No, we at least from looking at just the roster that we came up with, have at least 2 of those.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I think Reyna and I'm thinking Booth could easily play that 10 role.
I mean, I'd like more of them. Don't get me wrong. I'd like a lot more creative players. But don't tell me we don't have any of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is just cockamamie bullshit.
As a nation, we just got to start creating them. We've never thought about this before, but we never really think about the 10, man. We got to start creating those creativity roles.
Yeah, that's funny that the most creative players we have are center attacking midfielders. And guess what? We don't play center attacking midfielder position. So fuck you, Ernie.
Heilovich could probably play that role. I mean, we could start filling in the names. I mean, quite frankly.
Do any of these guys have any sort of like self-reflective abilities?
Here's what it is. We need some 10s. I don't say you need creative players out here. Where are they at?
I mean, seriously, Ernie, do you have no ability to self-reflect, to self-criticize, to have like an inner voice that says, oh, wait a minute, we do have creative players like that. They just didn't get to play at the World Cup because of the cock-sucking, cockfighting fight between the Reynas and the Berhalters. You know, come on, dude. This gets back to the, hey, we don't have a Champions League quality player thing. Yeah, we do, dumb fuck.
What?
Pulisic scored in the Champions League, you dumb shit. Don't even make a comment like that. Yeah, exactly. When you see comments like this, you just have to wonder the inability for some of these guys to look in the mirror and be self-reflective and say, okay, what's about to come out of my mouth has to make some sense. And then it doesn't. And no one challenges it. No one says, well, wait a minute. There is a player that you have that's very creative and actually has the kind of creativity that you're talking about, but he didn't get to play in the World Cup very much.
Now, Derek, this would be the take some creativity from the management standpoint, at least. But let's just say you take Reyna and you throw him in as a 10 in the current 4-3-3 role. Okay, let's just say that. That means that would leave you with 2 strikers. No, that's impossible. You can't have 2 strikers. I mean, come on.
Yep, you can't
go to the fucking diamond. Go to the empty bucket.
4-2-2-2.
I would love any of that shit.
I would too, but we're not going to see it because you look at the way the women play, you look at the way the youth teams play, and it's all the same shit. It's like we're married to this system, and I don't know why. Why are we married?
Well, I mean, at least with these
to
7
a
teams,
fucking system that I just don't get it. It's like, okay, you're a dude, and you like all kinds of different things, and you like to, do the tossed salad. You like the cocksucking, but you like the anal sex, and then you like all these different things, and then you just marry the one gal who just likes missionary, and that's it. And you got to stick to that. That's all you get for the rest of your life. Missionary. No cocksucking, no 69, no double pleasure, no fucking multiple positions, no experimentation. No, you're stuck with fucking missionary, and that's where we are. We are stuck at missionary. We got one formation, one game plan, and one way to look at the world in soccer.
Who's the What's the name of the U17 striker that scored like 6 goals? Figueroa? Is that his name?
Could be.
I was going to say,
yeah.
At least Cigaris has figured out how to use the 4-3-3. I'm assuming that's what they played. I didn't get to watch any of the fucking games.
You're talking about the U17s.
U17s, yeah. But he managed to figure out how to make a striker score goals. And he had like a goal every like 34 minutes that he played.
Yeah, but let's be really honest. Let's be honest. They have played shit squat teams the whole tournament. And we barely beat Guatemala. Another shitty team. It's a shitty team. We should beat 5-0, not 4-3. Okay? Something's not working there either.
5-3.
Was it 5-3 at the end? I'm sorry. Give us an extra tacked on goal. But it was 4-3 for a long time.
And Jeff brings up a great point. U17s, though. Yeah, I understand. And there was a talking point where U.S. men's national team Stan brought up. He's like, I rate Figueroa as like the best U17 prospect we've ever had as a striker. And I'm like, well, when Sargent was his age, he was playing not only for the U17s, but also for the U20s the same fucking year, scoring goals left and right. So,
don't give me that shit.
It is what it is. We'll see what happens when he develops. He could develop. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not going to develop. I'm saying, let's see what happens. This is a youth tournament after all.
Dude, about 3 to 5% of the players you just watched in the U17s will become legitimate players, i.e. players that are pros, good pros, really good pros. And even a smaller percentage of them will become players that play on the U.S. men's national team. It's a small percentage. Look at the history of all of the past youth programs. Very few of these youth players will amount to a hill of fucking beans. I don't care how fucking high you are on them right now. You got to wait now and see. Because what you're seeing against fucking island nations and Guatemala doesn't amount to anything. We haven't played anybody, frankly, yet worth a hill of beans. So I know they're U17s. I'm not shitting on them. I'm just saying, let's not get all fucking worked up about it. Let's not break out the KY and start waxing and saying, "Oh yeah, this is the future of American soccer."
Let's just remember that
it's going to be a small. It's going to be a small percentage of these kids that
let's see what happens.
Pan out. So don't get too excited about this. Don't get worked up about it. You can have your favorites and you can hope guys are going to work out. I do too. I want them to work out, but I've known now for covering the sport for 30 years that such a small percentage of them actually end up working out. I cannot get myself worked up about a U17 game anymore, or a U20 game for that matter, or an Olympic game for that matter. I don't get worked up about any particular player. I did once recently, not long ago. I got worked up about who, Brett? Gideon Zalalem. What did that end up being like?
You dumb bastard.
I know. What a fucking dumb fuck I was. I was a dumb fuck. I fucked that up because I've always told myself, don't get worked up, Derek. And then I did. I got worked up by a player, and I'm like, this guy is going to be golden. And I was wrong. And every time I do it, I'm wrong.
Wrong.
But the thing is, I don't do it very often, right? So I wasn't one of those Freddie Adu freaks. Never was. But Gideon was the only guy I've ever got on the bandwagon on. And then gone, God, I fucked that up. So now I don't do that anymore. I didn't do it before, and I haven't done it after. So there you go.
Chris, I've got to ask, but why are you getting worked up about a Mexican national team player?
No, maybe he liked him a lot at FC Dallas. I always thought he was trouble, frankly.
No, he was at Real Salt Lake.
Oh, was it Real Salt Lake?
Yeah, he was at Real Salt Lake.
Oh no, the other guy at FC Dallas was he was going to be a future U.S. soccer star too. The goalkeeper who was accused of domestic abuse case, and he's out now. Yeah, I wouldn't get too worked up about anybody, frankly, until they're really outright performing. The guys I would get The guys I would get worked up about are the guys who are 16, 17, and 18 and starting on their fucking teams on a regular basis at that age in Europe or MLS. Those are the guys I would go, wow, they're so good even at that age. They're exceptional in starting. Guys who aren't starting at this point, that's all wait and see. That's all wait and see. All of it. Jesse Gonzalez, thank you. Yes. It's all wait and see.
Yeah, with the U17s and hell, even the U20s at this point. Obviously watch, obviously follow, and be aware of who's there, and acknowledge that there's talent there. But don't get so worked up. Don't throw all your hopes into one basket, because again, like you said, most of them won't amount to a hill of beans.
95% of them
MLS journeymen for the most of them, quite frankly, unfortunately.
Yep.
But just follow them, and then once they start performing at the national team, or not the national team level, but just their club level, I mean, at a higher level and stuff like that, especially if they go to Europe and everything, even at the MLS, if they're performing well, at that point you can start saying, okay, I'm really digging this kid, But at the youth international level, it is just such a fucking potluck. Somebody brought it up that McKinney wasn't even part of the U17s. And at that point, I don't even know if he was part of the U20s, because at that point he was starting for Schalke.
Dempsey was a part of no youth buildup, no youth teams. So you don't know. You've got to wait and see.
Neither was Turner.
All I would urge people to do is go back and look at U17 World Cups, U20 World Cups. Go back, look at the rosters, and look at how many of those players amounted to nothing. And I look at the percentage of them that ended up being good USL pros or good MLS pros, but nothing more than that.
Also, go back and look at who you may have been hyping at the time too, and see where they are at.
Yeah, and that's where we're at now.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go jizzing all over the walls for anybody right now. I think we need to take it calmly. Look, Aronson couldn't play more than scrap minutes for Philadelphia, and somehow now he's at Eintracht Frankfurt.
They're talking about Paxton, huh?
Yeah, Paxton, and people are pretending he's going to get some playing time this season. No, he's not. And if he does, it'll be like 1 minute here and 2 minutes there. If he makes the 18. And the same thing goes for Caden Clark. All right, he's basically on that roster right now as a gift, because they wanted him 4 years ago, and now they're like, oh shit, this kid did.
But now they're talking about how great he is. He's like, hey man, he's come to practice, he's looking good.
Tell me when he plays the game, and then we'll talk. Busio. I mean, listen. So we can't get too hyped about anybody, because so many of these players are not going to work out. It is the exceptional players that are going to work out. Exceptional. You'll have the occasional late bloomer, but most of the time, a lot of these kids that are exceptional at 16, 17, like Pulisic was at Dortmund, like Reina is now at Dortmund, those are the kids you can depend on to probably pan out. All right. But yeah, we got to be cautious here. We can't get too excited. We can't. We just can't. It's a waste of your energy, first of all, because then you'll just be disappointed on a regular. And who wants to be disappointed on a regular? There's that. All right, I think we're done here, Brett, because I got to pee. And
if I don't want to cover the India 11 stuff?
Nope, we'll save that for the next show, because if I don't go pee, if I don't pee now, I'm going to pee in my pants.
He's going to pee in his pants.
I'm going to pee in my pants. I'm serious. I'm going
to. All right, cool beans.
All right, we're going to cover expansion teams in the 11. The other topic we're going to probably cover next time is MLS versus the world. Where does MLS rank? And this is going to be Thursday, I believe. Where does MLS rank? Where does it rank? Because everybody's asking that question, right? So make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your grandma, your aunts, your uncles, your girlfriends, your if you have like a side thing going on outside of your marriage, which I don't recommend. I think that's not good, but share it with her too. And make sure as well that you use Sorry. All right, just use the KY. All right, till next time on the Straight Red Card. Good night.
You're gonna do her.